So I'd like to say sorry to all my numerous fans out there for my extended absence. You know, sometimes life gets in the way. When you're an old man and you're my age, life gets in the way a lot. So I haven't been recording, but I'm back to share thoughts and musings with you because I'm sure you care. First off, let's have a beer tonight. I think I'm going to crack one open. And here's a shout out and a plug for one of, if not my favorite brewery, Attic Brewing. Yes, right here in Germantown. Fantastic brewery. If you haven't been, go. Go now. Having a Vienna lager here. It's not something you see very often, you know, in the world of IPAs and all that, but man, it's a tasty beer. I highly recommend it, and I highly recommend getting out to Attic. So cheers to you guys at Attic. You know what we're going to talk about today? We're going to talk about mansplaining. That's right. For you ladies out there, mansplaining means the explanation of something, typically from a man to a woman, that comes away in a condescending manner. See what I did there? I know I'm such a dick. Let me say this, first and foremost. Ladies, we don't mean to mansplain. Most men don't mansplain on purpose, okay? You see, there's this strange connection between our testicles and our brain. Scientists haven't figured it out yet. They haven't. But it makes us do and say really dumb shit all the time. Seriously, they have not figured out what it is chemically or that connection, but it's for real, and it happens in men. And mansplaining is one of the things that it makes us do. I mean, do you really think I want to explain to a woman, you know, how a lawnmower works? Or, you know, do you think I want to be in line at, you know, a Home Depot and just all of a sudden that connection hits and I turn around to the woman in back of me and feel the need to say, you know, if you really want to check the tread on your tires, just get a quarter and put it in there. And if you can see the head of George Washington, it's time to get new treads. Worst part about that is, like, a guy behind me would hop in and mansplain me and be like, no, dude, it's a penny, it's not a quarter. So that's my other point. Mansplaining is not just to women. Trust me, I've been mansplained to plenty of times. There's always that douche of a guy who's just like, you know, is expert on everything, or a one-upper. You know, it's got to one-up you on everything. Step in, you know, you could be talking about anything. Be like, golf, you know, yeah, I went out golfing. Oh, yeah, well, I'll tell you what you got to do. You know what? If you're going to golf, you got to use this club, and you got to go here. And, you know, it's just, it happens to us too, right? So it's not, mansplaining has been around for a long time. It's just a new term. And I am sorry that we do it to women sometimes, but trust me when I tell you, it's universal. It happens to us too. And I get why it pisses you off, because it pisses me off as well. And I'm also mortified when I try. I do catch myself doing it sometimes, and I have to, like, put the brakes on. And so that's where I am now, right? It's like I'm now so afraid to mansplain to women that I just don't even, I err on the side of caution, and instead I just, like, won't say anything. Let me give you, all right, here's a hypothetical scenario, right? Say I'm at the gas station and I look over at the next pump and there's a woman, like, struggling, and she's, like, looking around and, you know, wondering where to put the nozzle. She's, like, looking under her wheel well, or, you know, in the trunk or whatever. Now, do I step in and say, hey, why don't you look on the other side of the car? You know, that might be where the tank is. Or is that considered mansplaining? Because she didn't ask me. And let me tell you, I came across this handy-dandy chart on the interwebs. Take a look at this. All about mansplaining, right? Tells you how not to mansplain. This is kind of a useful tool, I suppose. However, I sent the author, who was a woman, an email saying, that's a really nice flow chart, but do you know how you do flow charts for real? No, I'm just kidding. I didn't do that. That would have been awesome, though, if I did. That would have been great. Anyway. So what are you to do? According to this, chart here, unless you are an expert on something and you're asked about it, you are to say nil. So what does that do for us? Does that just kill chivalry altogether and being a gentleman and being helpful? There's that fine line, right? There's that fine line between being helpful and being that dick who's just mansplaining to people. So that's where I find myself now when I'm in those situations. I'm questioning myself. I'm like, wait a minute. Am I going to get accused of being mansplainer here? Because I don't want to be, but I want to be helpful and I want to pass forth knowledge. Not that I have that much knowledge, but if I can, I'm going to. I don't know. It's quite the quandary that we live in here. Maybe you can help me with it. How do you feel about mansplaining? Where is that line? It's a gray area. I'm sorry, it's a gray area for me. I think that's all I have to say about mansplaining for today's episode. It's boggles the mind. Let me bitch about my family a little bit because that's also one of my favorite topics. I do the laundry around here a lot, not all the time, but I do, just because I'm a modern man, right? I'm not sexist. Also, I work from home, so I'd kind of be in the doghouse if I didn't ever do laundry, but I do a lot of laundry around here. Blows my mind how many missing socks there are in my family. Not mine either. Whenever I'm doing my laundry, I always have a match to my socks. Something about my family, I don't know if they just purposely put one sock in the laundry or what. It's just, when you take off both of your socks, do you not throw them both in the laundry at the same time? Take a look at this. Just take a look. Okay, so let's see here. How many unmatched socks? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Almost a match here. That might be a match. I'll give him that. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 mismatched socks. That's almost impossible. So you see what I'm saying? Like, it's almost statistically impossible for there to be that many single socks and no matches. I mean, how many pairs of socks do we even have in this house? That's what I'm questioning myself. And furthermore, where in God's name are there matches? I did all the laundry. I think we did like every piece of laundry, and we had that many single socks. God help me. Speaking of laundry, let me tell you about my love-hate relationship with fitted sheets, okay? So there's nothing worse than trying to fold a fitted sheet. I swear it's impossible. I once had a friend, she showed me how to do it, and I was impressed. She did it. I've never been able to master that feat. It's impossible. I end up just basically doing this and then like balling it up and being like, just stick it under a nice folded sheet. Also, again, statistically impossible, right? You would think it's a 50-50 chance, the short side versus the long side. Why do I end up going in circles for like 10 minutes being like, this has got to be the long side. That's the short side. No, this is the short side. And then when I do think I get it, and I'm pretty sure I do, I still end up like really trying to, it's like a rubber band and you're like, snapping it on there. I'm so afraid it's going to snap back in the middle of the night and just catch me like a Venus flytrap or something. Where was I? I guess it's just a hate-hate relationship with fitted sheets. I guess there is nothing that I love about them. I just hate fitted sheets. So there you have it. So I was going to work out tonight, but again, I couldn't get myself motivated enough to do it. Instead, I decided to come drink beer at OMB's and talk to you, my loving audience. Why is it you hit this age and you just, I mean, I'm not just saying it's this age, but you just don't want to work out. I've got zero desire to work out. And when I do, so let me set the stage for you here. I I used to like be in shape and be, I was an athlete. I'm going to say it. All right. I was an athlete. I played Division III football. Proud of it. Go Mules. Proud fullback now that we're all but extinct as a position. Fullback position is pretty much extinct. I was so happy that I heard the Birds might be implementing a fullback this year. I digress. I even have pictures around here somewhere of me, because I'm vain, in uniform back in the days when I was in shape, right? I was strong. I had muscles, dare I say. And I used to, do all those muscly athletic exercises, right? Bench press, squat, not that I recommend those, like weightlifting and stuff and sprints and things like that. Man, I couldn't be caught dead doing anything close to that now. Now, my idea of like a rough workout is, push-ups and sit-ups. And now I do like old man exercises like bird dogs. Do you ever see those? Right? If that's not an old man exercise, I don't know what is. Or, I mean, the stuff that I used to turn on jazzercise videos and see, nowadays when I work out, that's me. I'm doing that kind of stuff. And it's pretty pathetic. And I do catch myself saying, oh my God, I'm doing a squat thrust like Olivia Newton-John in the 80s, and I'm kind of proud of that. I'm like, ooh, but at least I squat thrusted today. So what I'm getting at is when I do manage to work out, it's really pathetic. And I look back at myself as a former linebacker too, and fullback, and frankly, I feel like I used to be a pretty good athlete, when I was like 13. But and now look at me. If I do jumping jacks, I'm proud of myself. I'm like, wow, that was a pretty good workout. Meanwhile, my wife wants me to run a marathon. Wants me to run a marathon with her. Stop. I once did a 5K, which is 3 miles, and I did finish. Probably like 45 minutes it took me, who knows, but I was proud of myself for running those 3 miles. I'm not a runner. I mean, look at me. This build, fullback linebacker, not a marathon runner. Okay? Let's just get that out of the way. This doesn't help. I hear you. But what am I going to do? This is my athleticism now. I've moved up from 12-ounce curls to 16-ounce curls. So I am making progress there. Point is, I'd like to lose weight and be in shape, but why bother now? I mean, look at me. I'm bald. I have 2 grown kids. Who am I trying to impress? My doctor? Psh, I just lie to him. I mean, what do you do when your doctor asks you how much you drink? You never tell the truth, right? You don't. You're like, oh, couple times a week, really? And what's a couple times a week? Well, Fridays, Saturdays. And how much? Like a beer or 2. I never tell my doctor the truth. Because why? What, am I really going to change for him? I don't think so. This is as healthy as I'm going to be at this age. So, Doc, sorry about that. So, short episode today. I just wanted to get back on that horse somehow and just reach back out to those of you who actually watch this. I've gotten some feedback too, and frankly, it hasn't all been positive, and people have been like, yeah, no, keep at it. It's really good. But I know that there are a few loyal watchers out there who might get a chuckle and enjoy this and actually watch these. So I'm doing this for you and me. I'm back. Next time I might start getting political because I'm running out of topics, and although I promised my wife I would not get political out here on the interwebs, I might just not be able to hold it back. In the meantime, I'm going to finish my attic beer. I'm going to go watch some playoff hockey because it's the best It's the best sports on television. If you don't watch playoff hockey, even if you're not a hockey fan, watch playoff hockey. It's so damn good. It's just, and this year the playoffs have been great. So I'm going to go do that right now. And I appreciate your patronage of the show. Keep watching, like, subscribe, or don't. It's okay, whatever you want to do. Thanks again to our sponsor, as always, Superior Sealing Solutions. Seal the deal with Superior. Have a good night. OMB out.